Hi guys, welcome to Tea Time Under His Eye and salutations.
This is Under His Eye, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, welcome. Hey, we're post-election. We were actually going to record this. This is a Friday. We were going to record this episode on Wednesday, but it was the day after the election, and we were like,
we were a little zooted.
I've been a little zooted since. And okay. Today's topic is things that you're offended by, and I guess we'll unpack. There's a lot to say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing a lot of it's really pissing me off.
Like what, honk?
I know that I have a lot of my own issues with the far left.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I'm not smart enough to unpack these things really, because I don't have a super good understanding of these things, but I will say that I do like the Democrats are embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
They've been embarrassing. Republicans, I don't know what's going on over on that side, but like everybody's embarrassing. Okay, right, left, embarrassing, retarded. Okay, maybe am I allowed to say that in the first 1 minute?
Not the F word, but it's giving.
Did I already cuss?
Okay, let's just keep going.
Everyone's a big R word, okay? And my issues also lie within both parties. I keep seeing like things that people are, like these MAGA guys are like, I'm so excited to see liberal tears. Suck it, liberals. And it's like, ooh, you won, like, like it says, it's all so stupid. I think that the far left for getting so up in arms about saying, also like, let me like slow my heart rate down. I think that there are major issues with how far left we've gone as well, which is why people have been pushed so far right. And we were talking about this in the car on the way here, and I'll say it for you guys to listen to. And I understand where our hearts are at, with getting offended by things. I get that we are trying to represent...
You're talking specifically with the left.
With the left.
Okay.
I get that we are trying to represent the underdogs. I do think, that the censorship, the language censorship is far, like it's too much. I think that
with social media.
Mm-hmm. And social media, but even like, with like, we've said things on this podcast that people get like
the R word.
Yeah. And it's like, I understand why people are offended by that word. Okay. I do get that. But, we have become the party of elitists. And nobody likes a know-it-all elitist. And this even comes down to the thing of, like, mispronouncing things or, like, the pronoun stuff and blah, blah, blah. Like, I understand and, I get it. But this is, like, we have done such a good job at alienating ourselves.
At becoming unlikable.
So unlikable. We earned the title snowflake because of how we got.
Mm-hmm.
And I say we because I identify as a leftist. I am, but like I'm embarrassed, quite frankly, and I have been for a long time. And like this, and I know that people will like listen to this podcast and they'll be like, "Oh, Gabby's so she's so MAGA," and it's like, no, but we're just so far dumb left that there is no room for nuances on either side. I don't think that there's been room for nuances. I think that these on the far right being like, I don't know what liberal tears, like, you're just as bad as the far left.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole thing of like going back and forth at each other and being like, no you, like, hey, I keep cussing, sorry, but like, hey, everybody, shut up, just stop.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know everything, and we're all like, so I don't know, it's just, we've done such a good job at alienating and becoming these like on our high horse elitists. And when I talk to my dad about this stuff, you know, and my dad is famously now
Mr. Red,
Mr. Red.
Big Red.
My dad, I remember, you know, he the way he voted for Obama, and after Obama, I remember he was so.
I didn't know that.
My dad was always really liberal.
I didn't know that.
My dad has also always been kind of like, well, pretty misogynistic and, you know, a little bit racist.
Okay.
But he was a pretty like Green Party liberal.
Interesting.
My dad is also not educated. He doesn't, and my dad, I think he's a smart guy. He's uneducated. I'm uneducated, but he is a man who doesn't really look inwards, who just kind of like says a bunch of dumb things and just like flies and blah, blah, blah. You know, he's an older white guy. But I specifically remember after Obama left office, my dad's whole thing was like, I always felt talked down to by him. He was so condescending. Just, he always talks down to the American people like we're just a bunch of little dumb babies. And I'm like, well, he doesn't, but you think that. And a lot of other people think that too. So
maybe he felt threatened too. That's possible.
Sure. But yeah, I think I do think obviously he did, you know, like, I think people are also like threatened by intelligence. I know that I am. I'm super threatened by intelligent people and but we've all done ourselves a disservice with the way that we are like turning on each other. And, you know, my mom is like part of like the Democratic elite in a way. You know, she's super well educated. She's, you know, she's a big Green Party girl. She's like, she sees the flaws in the system too, but I see the way that she like also talks down, you know, she's like always talked down to my dad and always kind of held me to the standard of like, it's like, you're smart, but you're not, you know, my rich friends' kids who went to private school smart. You know, I don't know. There's just such a big divide now, and come on, you guys. Left, you're embarrassing. Right, you're embarrassing. You're all embarrassing.
I think
I'm probably embarrassing, but
a lot of it's embarrassing. It's also very disheartening. It's I think that the election results are what this country deserves. I think that I'll speak for myself. I would say I'm a big part of the problem on the left side, because after Trump won the election the first time, I had all these intentions of expanding my lexicon, expanding my political knowledge, getting more active, doing more local research. And for a little bit I did, but then that tapered off. And then I just kind of became comfortable in my unhappiness, and I kind of stewed in it, and I bathed in my misery. And then Biden won, and I didn't have like the biggest hopes for like grand change, but I just was so elated that Trump lost. Absolutely. That I was just like, I kind of I relaxed. I'm going to be honest. I got lazy. I checked out. Over the last 4 years, I read, I want to say, just about exclusively like fantasy novels, and watched like bullshit TV and like movies and whatnot.
It's like okay too, you know.
Yes, but at the same time, is it? I feel like American people have such a grand like responsibility to like. I know I throw stones from a glass castle. I throw like, I'm always like, you guys need to get educated. You need to do this. Yeah. But then I look at myself and I go, I'm not college educated. I am not well read when it comes to smart people books.
Yeah.
But Wednesday when we didn't record, I went online and I asked a bunch of like people that I hold in like a high regard, who I find to be very intelligent and whose morals I would like to align myself with. And I compiled a list of books, and I ordered, I want to say 15 books. And I know that's like that's kind of like a tall order, but I do intend and plan on reading them. And I started listening to podcasts to start enriching my mind. I'm like, I need to tap back in. Like, all right, he won, I need to tap back in. But I'm saying I think I'm part of a bigger problem, because Democrats, I feel like, wait till it's too little. Even like with Kamala, sorry, okay, again, mispronounce it. But like that's a part of the problem where she came in a little too late. You know, like I feel like I, along with many other liberals, are checking in too late. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm tapping into the problem after it's already taken off.
Well, and the other issue with Kamala is that she was like a centrist fuck. Like, she came in and they said she had a strong starting point with her campaign, and then she alienated once again. She just became centrist and didn't really touch on anything that people actually wanted to hear. And I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's like,
I think whirling insults. I think both parties whirling insults at each other. It's like just a flinging contest at the end of the day, and that's not any way to get someone to listen to you. Like, think about, like, and also, like, you touched on something, saying that intelligence can be, God, and I'm forgetting exactly what you said, but like intelligence can be intimidating. And I think, like, even in my dating history, love and light to, not that I've dated exclusively dumb people, but I feel like in the past I've been so insecure of my own intelligence, or what I view as a lack of. And so then I'll date people that are like really condescending, or like faux intellect types.
There's a lot
that actually aren't even that intelligent, but like, I'm doing it just to like,
which is like the liberal elite, which is like the Democratic elite, is this like faux intelligence, or they are intelligent but they're just like condescending.
And no one likes to be spoken to like that.
Yeah, no, exactly. And like, goes back to what my dad said about Obama. He's like, I feel like he's talking down to me, and I'm like, he's not, but you do feel that way, and that's a way that's valid. And people love Trump because he speaks to the people, because he's funny and he's charismatic, and he gets up there and he's like, yeah, we're going to close the borders, and people are like, yeah,
and then he throws in a few zingers, and then people make an edit on TikTok,
laughing like, Kamala, and you're
dancing with Beyonce, and you're like, okay, yeah,
and you're laughing at his things, and you find yourself laughing at him, and you're like, yeah, he's pretty funny, like, no, but at the end of the day, we don't know what he actually believes or doesn't believe. It's the people that he's going to throw in his stupid office that are the real threat to me. It's what he represents to me that's so much scarier. And like, I just have like the climate crisis playing on loop in my head right now. And it's like, he's going to cause just massive issues.
He already did it the first time he's in office, and like, who knows what's going to happen this next time. Don't have the highest hopes. But in the same vein, so a girl DM'd me, and she essentially was saying, she's like, I'm not trying to come for y'all, but I just want to know, have you guys reflected on any of the jokes y'all have made in like the recent weeks, now that Trump is in office? And she's referencing the abortion jokes we've been making, like how gnarly we've gone. She's referencing like me always calling you a Trump supporter, which I'm obviously kidding about.
Honestly, you're the one in red. So
and that, I know. I just realized that. Dark.
It's giving somebody.
I'm
celebrating.
Like, the libs. Okay, but
you're dark MAGA honk. You're just like Elon.
No, stop.
Loser. Elon. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be named.
Okay, so you're calling me a loser. So okay, but so anyway, I think that it was interesting that she brought that up, because it again touches back on what you were just talking about. It's like you lose the privilege of nuance when things get so heightened, and it's like we do make fun of both sides, but also like we're too. We don't have college degrees, and we aren't politically savvy.
I'm gonna tell you though, this is what f***ed me up a little bit. I'm like, I understand the language that Trump speaks, because I'm the same, birds of a feather, dude. But the thing is for some reason, I just understand that he does not have my best interests in mind. I don't know why. He makes sense to me in the way that he speaks. I don't know if that makes sense. I understand him more than I understand when like actual politicians are speaking, I for some reason, and maybe this is my cognitive dissonance, I trust those people more. I don't know if I would, let me see if this makes sense. If I would trust a doctor if they were like, hey, all right, I'm going to dig in your pussy with my spoon scalpel. I'd get it. And I'd be like, oh, I see what you're saying. Mm-hmm. But when you talk, and I think it was funny, but when you talk to somebody who's like, actually, when you go to a doctor and they kind of break
just
down,
like your buddy down the
yeah,
alley,
right, who's gonna dig in your pussy with a spoon scalpel. When you talk to, you listen to actual like scientific like rhetoric, and I don't know,
when they actually when they use medical terms to describe what they're doing, I just nod like, with a blank stare. I'm like,
you must be right, because you sound like you know what you're talking about. You know?
Yeah.
And so maybe there's something to say with like, that's why people don't trust the government anymore, is because they don't understand the language that's being used. Gotta be fucking honest, I don't either. I don't know. And the thing is I know the thing that, and we'll get back to that question in a sec. I know a big thing for people was the economy. They're like, well, you know, the economy is really going to do a lot with the economy. So then I start thinking, I'm like, well, I don't know a whole fuck ton about civics and the economy. Mm-hmm. So maybe they're right, but I can't speak on behalf of that because I don't understand how money works. I don't know. All I know is that big billionaires run big corporations that impact everything. Mm-hmm. And he is somebody who has the backs of billionaires, and billionaires back him.
The thing that I'm trying to like wrap my brain around as well is like, I feel like with Biden, he's also backed by, and like with lots of like
he is
Democrats,
too.
like
yeah.
they're backed by billionaires as well, like Bill Gates, like other things. But like, then I just like, again, from like my small understanding, I'm like, okay, well, there's a genocide happening in Gaza. There's a genocide happening in the Congo. They're like, the ocean is hanging on by a goddamn thread. Oh, yeah. You know, we can't afford fucking anything. Yeah. Like
Lebanon's in dismay. I mean,
yeah.
Actually, and you know, I've been thinking about this, and I want to go back on something that I said episodes back about the war in Gaza. I remember I like pretty ignorantly came out and said, I don't understand why, you know, celebrities need to be making statements, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why we're like jumping down people's throats about this. They're just stupid celebrities. At the same time, I now realize like the power that celebrities hold in bringing attention to these things, because we are
like Rogan and like those people.
I mean, even before that, this has been something I've been like mulling over for like the past couple of months.
Okay.
Thinking about that, and it's like, no, they do, and these are important things for people with massive followings to be addressing. And I think I say that, you know, I say things like that because I'm like, well, they don't fucking, why is it any of their business to be saying these things? They don't know, they're not experts. But it's like,
but they have a platform.
But they have the platform, and it's like, yeah, Joe Rogan isn't an expert in politics or economics or Elon Musk or any of these fucking bozos, but they won him the election because they have these massive platforms and they endorse it.
He strategically used pop culture in a way that worked, whereas
so Andy Warhol,
I'm like watching I'm watching all of these people like on TikTok who like have these degrees in political science and all of this, and they're breaking it down. They're like, the way that Kamala used like pop culture ended up kind of hurting her.
It's the same way, yeah.
And it's just
it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It was all embarrassing.
We'll see what happens.
Well, it won't be good, but we hope. And I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope
it would be beautiful to be wrong.
It would be, and I do hope that like the right is right. I do. I hope that you guys prove the point. And I don't mean that. I really don't even mean that condescendingly. I mean, I earnestly mean like, I'm so cynical and so pessimistic. I and angry, but I really do hope that they prove that things can be turned around. The things that they voted for, I hope work in all of our favors. I don't know. We will see. I have low hopes for what's going to happen.
It is pretty interesting though that this country does swing on a pendulum. It's always just like works in extremes.
You know, the world, what I'm understanding, the little I'm understanding right now about what's also going on in like in Europe and Germany. Germany's economy crashed yesterday. There's all kinds of like, there seems to be a conservative uprising. I think people like maybe I don't know. All I can speak on behalf of is what I have, you know, experienced in my little bubble of life, which is seeing how far left and how far right we've gone, and people are fed up. If I see one more person retweet or repost RFKs,
you're gonna come.
You guys, it's like come. Do you guys know? He's like a conspiracy theorist nut. And here's the other thing. Is like, remember during like the Balenciaga campaign when everybody had a meltdown and they're like, look, there's child trafficking. And it, you know, they're going to take our kids and turn them with 13 bleeder. And it's like, yeah, like, okay, child sex trafficking exists.
Okay, hot take.
These things exist. These things are scary and they exist not to the extent that we are blowing them out of the water, but because we're all pointing fingers at the wrong things, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. Also, fuck me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll come out in a couple of months and be like, yeah, you guys, fuck me, I was wrong. But even the stuff with RFK, I'm like, he's such a bozo conspiracy theorist, and he's talking about, you know, he's going to take the fluoride out of water and we need to get back to multivitamins and taking down big pharma. Hey, we are an overly sugar addicted, big pharma, you know, medication addicted, overprescribed, heavily processed, microplastic, you know, country. We are. That is true. But this is also a result of capitalism. And people also fail to recognize that, like,
that's just why I wish, like, we could unite for, like, the common enemy, like, which is capitalism. That's ruining the world.
But the opposite of capitalism is socialism. And people don't want to hear anything about socialism because then that equates to communism. And people are like, keep the government out of my shit. But it's like people are so misled on what
happens when there's a natural disaster. Socialism. FEMA. Everything like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And when Texas is on fire, who calls and says they need help? Texas.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, we have socialism, except when it comes to dealing with massive debts, and then we want to pass that around.
Mike coming in hot.
No, because and that's hot on the mic. But like, but also again circles back to my point of like. It's like exactly what you just said. It's like there's like a lack of actual understanding, and the government gets off on that. Democrats and Republicans thrive with the lack of understanding.
Yeah.
And like I honestly, I hear hot button words, and you know, you're one of my closest friends. You had an abortion, so obviously I would never vote for, and even like before you did, but like I would never vote for someone who is pro taking away that choice from a woman. And I like, you know, and I would never I don't know. God, now I'm getting like all jumbled in my thoughts, but I'm just saying it's like, I know from like my understanding, I'm like, well, I want to vote for someone who believes like what I believe, which is also like what the other side is doing too. But then it just, again, goes back to like the shit throwing contest. Right. And like, no one has ever convinced me to be on their side politically or otherwise by insulting me. That that just doesn't work. And so like when you
listen to me, stupid, like it doesn't work.
But that's what both sides do. You and I do it.
It is, and that's true. And both sides do it. We do.
It's hard though, because we go, well, we're talking about basic human fucking rights. So, and that's why you get so I feel it too. Like I get self-righteous, and I'm like, how do you not fucking see?
Yeah.
But they are
talking
on their
about
side
it too.
They view it as well, and so that's where empathy and patience comes in. But then it goes that, but then both sides go, well, why do I have to have empathy and patience when you're just too stupid to see what I'm talking about?
Right. How can you be so stupid? I'm trying. Yeah. Right. That's exactly
Also, like, I just posted a video that my buddy Prance posted, and he's been really using his, like, talk about having like a big platform. Prance is extremely intelligent. He has a big platform, and he's been using it to like spread awareness to certain things. And he started posting like the voting stats, and still same as in 2016, so many white women voted for Trump. And he was like, even after Roe v. Wade was overturned, after all of these attacks were made on women as a whole, white women still show up and show out for him.
Yeah.
He's like, so at this point, what do you want?
Yeah. Which also comes down to the thing of like, women hate women too. Women hate women.
Hate women.
Men hate women. Women hate women. Everybody hates women. You know, it's
and that's the beautiful. That's the great unifiner. Wait.
And it is a great unifiner. And
what am I trying to say?
It's so
unifier.
Wait. What did I say?
Unifiner.
You guys, I think that was a seizure.
No, it's giving unifiner.
Unifiner. That sounds like alien. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Unifier.
Okay, Mike, Mr. Riz.
What the hell? Okay.
So, you know, and this is, I don't know if this is like a same kind of comparison to draw, but on a much smaller scale. And we've talked about this. It's like being a female comedian, right? Like when you get on stage, there's a bunch of men on. If you're on a show and there's like a couple of men that go before you, everybody's like, yeah, you know.
They're much more patient. They're much more patient with them.
Yeah, and they expect them to be funny, and if they're not, it's like not a big deal. Women, as a woman, when you get on stage, as soon as you're out there, you can tell that people don't want to be on your side. The women don't want to be on your side. The men don't want to be on your side. The women who are there with the men are looking at the men to see if they're laughing, because if they're laughing, like, it's a whole fucking thing. It's so much harder to earn women's laughter, and
if you are a funny female comedian, you are exceptionally funny, because the hurdles you have to jump through,
and if you're hot, it's like,
good luck, bitch.
Yeah, it's
good fucking luck, bitch.
Good fucking luck, bitch.
But I feel like that's also why I was like reflecting on my stage presence not too long ago, and I was like watching tapes, and like when I first started out, I was far less cartoony than I am now. Like when I get on stage, I'm like, hey, like I feel like I'm a which I think a lot of comics are, like, they're, you know, like obviously like a heightened version of yourself. Like you're not just like you who sits down on a beanbag, but you're playing a character, if you will. And like I feel like over the years I have gotten more animated and more clowny in like the way that I do like my asides when I'm talking and when I'm joking. And I was reflecting on that, and I'm like, I think because maybe subconsciously in a way I'm like, it makes me more palatable to get on there and just be like, hi doodly dee, okay, because I'm
not intimidating.
I desexualize myself, and I become like a non-threat.
I get that,
to turn myself into like a cartoon.
And I've gone like the opposite in terms of like, I'm like,
you were saying the other day, you're like I'm angry now.
I've doubled down on being angry. I get on stage because I also know that as soon as I get on stage now, like the way that I look at my tattoos and stuff, people are like, this fucking bitch. And I like, so I come on stage with that energy, and I need to, I need to lighten up. Because if you want to win people over, you got to be. I
will say this. Soft, I don't know if you remember this, but I told you this when I was in New York. I just got back from New York, and I saw a show when I was there. Specifically at this show, and I love all the comedians that were on the lineup, but I will say something that I was watching our peers do is decide how the audience felt about them, when that wasn't the case.
Interesting.
It was not the case. But because it spread like wildfire through the comedians, because they were all like talking outside, and then they would go up like one by one being like, oh, you guys fucking suck. Oh, okay. But like they and I'm sorry to say this, they didn't. It was just because, and I'm so guilty of this. It was like such like a interesting like learning moment. I have been guilty of this where like I get up there, I'm like, oh, you guys fucking hate me, and like it's just because I'm deciding they do. But that's not the case. So
I do that all the time. I go into situations being like, I'll fucking show you guys.
Yeah, you think you hate me? Yeah, I'll give you a reason, bitch. And it's like, oh, wait.
Haven't even said anything. And I'm like, yeah, but I can tell.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I have to get out of my own ass too. It's like, it's ego. And to circle back to that girl's question, do we regret
not going harder? Yes.
Honestly, no. I mean, no, none of, because it's like, And like, that's just not, I don't feel bad about that, because what's there to feel bad about? I was never just because like he's in office now doesn't mean that like.
Also, I think she needs to know that it's bold of her to assume we had any influence in the election, because people would have to listen to this podcast in order for us to have.
Well, yeah, but little do you guys know, we have him on the podcast next week, so
Yeah.
it's going to be huge for us. No, I don't know. I don't think.
I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, it is.
To reflect on.
But no. At
the end of the day, we're comics. We're going to keep making jokes. We're going to, like, also, if you do listen to this podcast, like, regularly, then you do know where we stand politically. Like, you had an abortion. You may or may not be poly. I am a queerdo who, you know, has had a little rape-a-roni. So it's like, obviously, we are going to, like, skew more lib. And at the end of the day, I think it's extremely ignorant to like be aligned to a party or any group for that matter and not
criticize them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we have to be super critical of anybody who's in power. And I see that being a big failure. I mean, I think that the hardcore Democrats don't do that either. They don't criticize their party. You know, there are the people who just like rode so hard for Kamala. And they were just like, yes, Madam President. And it was like, are you good? But I think the same people do that for Trump. They're just like, yes, he's the man. And it's like, no, everybody deserves, like, we all need to be a little bit more like scrutinizing, I think.
It's kind of like when people are wearing like their favorite athlete's jersey, or like if people get like a tattoo of like their favorite like band, like people, like when Dave Grohl got outed for cheating on his wife with that 21-year-old, or like knocking up that girl, love and light to her, everyone's like, oh man, I'm getting my tattoo removed. And I'm like, that's a risk you run when you idolize a human being.
This is the thing.
Humans are not supposed to be idolized,
right?
Because humans by nature are deeply flawed.
And we always will be. And it's
except
like,
for me.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And definitely me. And that is a thing. It's like that, you know, that saying of like, never meet your heroes. Cause it's like, yeah, people are always going to fucking let you down. They do. It's like when you're a little kid and you think that your parents are the best thing, and then you grow up and
you go,
oh, you're just like another deeply flawed
my
person.
dad's just a guy who doesn't lift up the toilet seat to pee and who cheats a lot. So
yeah, literally, like that's what he is. You know, my dad, I don't know what the hell's going on with my dad, but there's someone going on over there. And
that's the downfall of the titty man.
The downfall of the titty man is that they can't think, like, all he thinks about are tits, and that's why
it gets him confused and riled up.
Yeah, that's why Trump is in office.
Yeah.
It's because all of the men that voted for Trump are titty men. Yeah. And so they lost sight of, you know, all of their blood empties out of their brains.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because they're just thinking about tits, and then they hear Trump go, yeah, pussy, grab pussy, and they go, I like pussy.
Yeah, because it's down south from the tits.
Yeah, and they're still thinking about the tit. The tits
if you want to save this country, ladies and fellas, you need to start getting an ass on. That's what I'm doing the next 4 years.
And that's why
I'm hitting the elliptical.
And that's why Kim Kardashian is going to be the next president of the United States of America.
Yes,
and
we
she
can.
has my vote, sweetie. Yeah.
Bouncing on it.
You know?
Period.
Kamala didn't have a fat enough ass.
No, and that's why Miss Flatty lost.
Yeah, did she even have tits? We don't know.
Sorry.
Hillary. No. Don't know what's going on there.
You don't know what's going on there?
Show us more bod, Hill. Huh? Then you could have maybe won that election.
If I knew what the ladies were working with, then maybe I would have voted for them.
Hey,
Stop dressing like men up there.
Stop dressing like men. Come on. What do you think? What do you think you're a man?
I want my female president to look like a damn female.
What I want for the next woman that runs for office, get on OnlyFans, bitch.
Oh my God, I'm not voting for a woman.
The clit.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm not voting for a woman unless I'm seeing
pussy.
The snatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see that fucking patriotic taco flapping wide open.
Yeah, I'm trying to go wah, 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 at her fucking bouncing boobies.
Exactly.
Those red, white, and blue boobies.
Yeah, and if they're pierced, 2 terms, order up.
4 terms. We're changing.
We're changing
We're
it.
rewriting the Declaration of the.
Uh-oh.
What is it? What was it? Not the Declaration.
Interesting.
What was the one?
Yeah, that was good.
What's the one that has the
Bill of
Rights?
No,
the one
the Constitution.
Constitution.
No.
Yep. Right?
And we can vote.
Honestly, take it away. I actually you don't need my vote.
You'd have had to know those things if you were an immigrant trying to get into the country.
Which is so crazy. You would. The immigrants trying to get into this country have to know more about the country than the fucking Americans know about the damn country.
And that is true.
And that's on tariff. Okay?
Okay, Miss Tariff.
Does that mean Malalia is, what the fuck's her name?
Malala.
Yeah, Malala. Is that, Trump's wife. Melania.
Oh, Melania?
Yeah, Melania.
Melania.
Yeah. Does
Not
that mean
Malala.
she's smarter than Trump?
Probably. She knows how to get her fucking bag. She knew how to get her bag.
The bitch does know how to get a bag. She got that book deal that's kind of whack. And then she also, Anderson Cooper laughing on air, trying to talk about her book too. He's like, I've written books and I don't understand what's going on here. And I was just like,
Anderson Cooper, another
and if that's,
Democratic elite. I can't.
But can I say something?
But you know that she's got a rockin' pair of tits. And that's why he's our president.
And you want to know what? She also supports a woman's right to choose.
And I do like
that. And that's how I know she has a fat fucking ass.
She got a fat ass, tight pussy, fat tits.
Yeah. She has a labiaplasty.
Good.
I assume.
Good.
That's my first lady.
That's my first lady. Yeah, I know.
And I also like that she doesn't fuck her husband and that he has to pay her for appearances. I do support
really
that. That's the one part of the Trump party that I support.
She's a baddie. Yeah, and
she knows she a 10.
Yeah.
And if that offends you, then welcome to the episode.
Then welcome to what are we at time wise?
It's literally over.
40 minutes.
This podcast.
Do we make this the Patreon?
No.
This is I mean, I feel like we had to address it anyway.
Let's get into we'll do 25 minutes of stories and then we'll read on the big P. Maybe we do. I don't know. We'll see.
Whatever. You guys needed to hear our public thoughts on the election. Our fucking astute observations. You guys want to fucking also here's another thing I'm all riled up about. What the hell is everybody's problem with Greta Thunberg? Why do you fucking here's the other reason. This is also why I hate the right is because you guys hate Greta. Greta is nothing but a fucking
Leave
earth
our fucking
angel.
girl. In 2019, I was her for Halloween. Best costume ever.
Yeah, you were. So you guys, that's why you got on my shit list. Why do we turn on Greta? She's a puppet. She doesn't know what to say unless she's being paid. Hey, so is fucking everybody else, and she's not. She's a smart little political climate change activist. And as soon as she stepped down from as soon as she started speaking out, I think against or for Gaza. I think before this though, actually.
No, it was before.
She was
it was
dropped
long
by the media because
yes. But before Gaza, she was heavily scrutinized and clowned on.
But not the clowning on, but they stopped showcasing her on NPR, on any of the Democratic liberal news sources because she is so she speaks out against
uncontrollable. That's why.
Yes. There we go.
And see, and this is the thing.
That's my
it's when
bitch.
people unapologetically stand up for the right thing and they don't try and placate to the centrist.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you get silenced.
Yeah, it is. But she's so sick because the bitch just keeps going. Everybody wants to clown on her and be like, she's a little spoiled girl. Send her back to her parents.
Wait, low-key, is this just a Patreon?
No.
Oh.
You guys should hear this, though. Because they should hear it. They should hear how much we hate the left and the right.
And how much we love big asses.
Yeah.
And that's on Kate's My President.
And that's on Kim's mind.
Okay.
I thought this was going to be, I already accidentally read it because it's 3 sentences, so I'll just read it.
Okay.
So, you guys, today's episode is on things that offend me. Something that my ex said that offended me.
Okay.
Hi, honks. I was dating a dude when I was 15, and he told me that I had a chubby vagina. Those were his exact words, LMAO. It's funny now, but sometimes that pops into my head, and I feel mildly offended. It's an insult I'll never forget, and neither will my chubby kitty. Don't say chubby kitty. But also, I have a question about that.
I'm envisioning, does it mean
what
that you
does
have
that mean?
rich in labia, or does it mean that like those lips are like dummy plump, or like the walls of the vat? Like, what's going on?
It's
Do
giving
you have like a ferocious clit?
No, I think it's giving tucked in labia, but big pussy, big fluffy pussy.
Like cloud puss.
We're just gonna need pictures with future episodes.
Mike!
Just start an OnlyFans, send it to us. We'll all subscribe.
Okay, and
then
we'll
run
vote
for president.
you.
Yeah.
You got our vote, sis.
All right.
Okay.
Now
hold
this
on.
one's for you.
Okay. 1 second. Wait. You're actually fucked up. Okay. Offended. I hate bi girls. Honestly.
Me too.
Honestly. Well, you are one. But honestly, I get it. Hey, honky tonk, badonky donks.
They're not real.
Your pussy lips? Okay. I am personally very offended when bi girls go on social media
You
and
think I would pay for these pussy lips?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'd pay to get them removed.
No, because I know that you paid to get more stapled on.
Don't say stapled on. You think I'd pay to have my pussy
Stapled
look
on.
mangled?
Yeah. And did. The same one who did the fucking pussy scalpel spoon. That's the same one that did your stapleoscopy.
Hey, I can give you a pussy lips. I went, okay, well, I understand what that means.
And you said, are you by chance running? Because I am looking for a candidate.
Because you've got
who
my vote.
speaks my lingo. And he said, sorry, can't hear you over my staples. And he said, ooh, spicy. You got to tell us
And
how your
that's my
dad likes
president.
him. Okay, now. Almost went 45 minutes without an incest joke. And I said,
I missed what you said. So that
said,
almost-
you gotta show your dad your stapled pussau.
Oh, I thought you were saying that my dad was the one stapling it.
Who's in the back alley? You got that family discount, Toots.
Why would he do it in the back alley? We would just do it at home in his trailer. That Trump's going
Which
to
is
fix
parked
for
in
him.
the alley. Okay.
That
In the
Trump's-
back of his girlfriend's house.
And Trump
Okay.
is going to do a lot for my dad living in that damn trailer.
Oh my God. And it's not going to be good, and I'll tell you that. But all right. So I'm personally very offended when bi girls go on social media and talk shit about their boyfriends. Interesting.
That's so
I have
left.
a thought on
That's
this.
so far left.
Well, just hold on, Miss Trump, because 1 second. I'm sure you've seen videos like, my boyfriend is such a nerd, he would never cheat on me. Or, okay, Love and Light, I've never seen a video like that, but you gotta unpack.
I've seen those.
Interesting. Look at the FYP. Okay. I could have had a gorgeous woman, but I have him and I love him. That's something you would make. This is something you would make,
That's
dude.
so not me.
This is so you.
That's so cringe. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
Honestly, every story you post of your man is kind of like this.
Don't. Why? Because my man looks like he's bi.
Oh!
Well, he's not. He's straight.
He queer baits just like Harry Styles.
He kind of does.
Liberal
queer
cock.
bait.
Okay. Meanwhile, these girls all look the same and are all across the. Oh, never mind. Take back my point. Meanwhile, these girls all look the same and are across the board, maybe 5s or 6s. It's giving our old producer Lee's view of us. It is delusional to think that just because your boyfriend collects
Lee
Pokemon.
legit thought we were 4s.
Yeah, he was like, I honestly have to force myself to come. And I was like, wait, why are you even jerking off? You should just be editing the episode. And he's like, well, that's why it takes me 17 hours a week to edit, because I have to cry and come and throw up, and then I have to come into the throw up.
Yeah, no, and then I have to jack off with my throw up.
Yeah. And it's spicy from the stomach acid. And I
Yeah.
said, hey.
Because all I eat is cheeseburgers and hot Cheetos and drink sodies. Yeah, Lee?
Am I editing wrong?
Yeah. Yeah.
What if I just stuck this mic up my fucking flat ass? Okay. Anyways, I don't think all guys are cheaters, but nerds are no. Okay, wait. It's like almost like I can't read. It's delusional to think that just because your boyfriend collects Pokemon cards or plays driving simulator video games doesn't mean he won't cheat on you.
He will.
Agree.
Yeah.
I think also, yeah, people get way too comfy thinking that the nerds are going to be safe. No, a man is a man is a man is a man.
Hey, look at
And
Ariana
cheaters
Grande's
gonna
man.
cheat.
You think we're gonna? What's his name? Ethan Slater.
SpongeBob.
You're gonna fuck on me with Ethan
Yeah,
Slater?
pull up fucking SpongeBob right now.
That
Because
dork
SpongeBob
ass?
ran train on his fucking pregnant fucking wife with the whole cast of Wicked.
God, he's so funny.
Dude, he was dumping
looks-
his hot fucking milky nerdy loads
I
into the
did.
cast of Wicked.
Even looking at him makes me laugh.
Imagine this face being like, "Oh, sorry, honey, I cheated on you." It's like that's
Yeah.
even worse than
While
like
he was
a
doing
jock.
SpongeBob on Broadway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Maybe he has fucking Riz though. I did see a video of him and I was like,
Do you think he's uncut?
I don't know.
Gabby.
Okay, finish the story. How old is
Wait,
he?
Gabby.
He's younger than me?
You don't want to answer?
I don't think he's uncut. He honestly looks kind of like he looks Jewish, so they're always cut.
Okay. It's giving enthusiast. Okay.
Everybody knows that about the Jews.
Okay. Well, I almost feel scared of you. Okay. Simulator video games doesn't mean
My boyfriend's Jewish.
my ex-boyfriend's Jewish, and he got his done when he was 8 in the family
by
bathroom.
A rabbi? By a rabbi?
No, his dad was hungry. Not by a
Sounds
rabbi.
a lot like yours.
Okay. My dad isn't gay. He only is hungry for,
Your ass?
unstapled clit. Okay,
Oh.
so he's different than your dad. I don't think all are cheaters, but nerds are no longer the same Cheeto-fingered, Mountain Dew chugging, basement-dwelling losers they were in the early 2000s. If your boyfriend is going to a card shop to play Pokemon, let it be known there will always be a sad, semi-hot BPD baddie
So true.
willing to be the group's village bicycle for an ounce of validations. Nerds are swimming in pussy now, like talking to 7 to 8 girls at a time, and also because Discord, so at a time, while saying stuff like 2D is always better than 3D. Also, by girls who want a girlfriend, this one's for you. There is a reason why you have attracted a mayo bland neckbeard man that you hate instead of a hot woman. That being, you have nothing to offer a woman.
This girl.
You want to know what
is
it's giving?
wild.
She got dogged by a bi girl, and I want you to know I did too. So go off. Okay.
Oh my god, she is so mad. This was I feel like this was a private entry for you.
It's like actually for you. Okay, but
No, not for you. I mean the girl who wrote it. It feels like a diary entry.
okay. Okay, that being said, you have nothing to offer a woman. Do you think you have a legit lesbian? Do you think a legit lesbian wants to fuck you when she sees how badly you talked about your boyfriend? I like that she's writing in about specifically. It's like bi girls, but I want you to know it's bi girl. It's one girl.
Yeah, it's one girl.
Yeah.
It's one girl that she dated.
And I want you to know that I stand with you.
Yeah.
Okay, because when I get affected, I'll lump a whole group together. Okay. A legit legit lesbian wants to fuck you when she sees how badly you talked about your boyfriend when you have zero experience with women at all, but somehow feel entitled to a girlfriend. Doesn't that seem a little incel-like? Maybe if you had any attributes that would attract a woman, you would. You are ugly or maybe mean, but the worst, you are boring. Love you guys. Thanks so much for making my life a little better. I'm a mail carrier and it's boring as fuck. Love y'all.
A mail carrier? That's actually kind of fun.
I love you down, up and down. I love you.
Girl, you are wild, wild,
This
wild.
is fucking funny as hell.
That was funny as hell.
This is fucking funny.
Wow.
I will say.
Somebody's been hurt.
Do you hear my stomach?
Yeah, I did hear that. That was loud.
All I've had is that cheese in the car and crackers, and I've had a lot of coffee, and I'm so hungry. Anyways, all I know to be true. Oh. Okay, this is funny. Read this, and then I want you, if there's time, I want you to read the tattoo cover up.
What the hell is this?
Exactly.
Offended by rotten toothed tard. Okay. It's actually what people are calling me. Because people think that I have a rotten tooth.
Stop.
They do, because I have this leftover tooth gem glue, and people are like roasting me online about it. They're like, brush your teeth.
Okay.
Hi, honkianas. A year into dating my boyfriend, I got invited to a Christmas party his stepmother was hosting with her family. I was in the middle of telling a story to a few people at the party when my boyfriend's stepmom heard me and decided to mock my vocal fry.
Oh.
She loudly...
That's a nasty cunt.
That's a nasty
That's
cunt.
a nasty fucking cunt.
She loudly mimicked my voice in front of the entire party, and crickets followed.
Crickets. Bomb.
Her little joke didn't land, and I was fucking pissed. I hate pick-me old women who hate younger, hotter women. That's actually, that's a lot of women.
Yeah.
I think she was just mad that her teeth are rotting out, and she has low-grade retardation from a former pill addiction. All right, let's not blame it on her being an addict, okay?
Let's.
Actually, RFK was a heroin addict, so you know what? Let's do it.
And he's going to be the leader of the FDA, so I'm horny.
Hey, yeah. And you guys want to talk all this shit about Hunter Biden when your fucking king, RFK, was shooting fucking heroin.
Hunter's a way better heroin addict, so fight me.
So true. Still holding a grudge 2 years later, and I don't talk to her. Good. P.S. She bought me a back scratcher and only back scratcher for Christmas one year.
Okay.
Visual for you because pics speak for themselves, honeys. Visual for you about. Oh, you're so hot. Are you kidding me?
Let me see. Let me see.
She posts a picture of her and she goes, me, my hater. And it's a picture of her stepmom.
Oh, she's hot as fuck.
She's so hot. Did you just get your lips done in that picture?
You look so fucking good.
You look good. Me, my hater.
Okay, that hater's whack.
Not the...
She can stay mad.
She can stay mad.
She can stay fucking mad because you're winning, sweetie.
Ugly bitch.
No,
that's so mean. Stop.
Wait, can I pull it up?
Yeah.
The one I want you to read.
Oh.
Do you see it? It's
No.
starred. It's already open.
No, I'm
The
confused.
title's Nazi tattoo.
Oh. Okay. What the damn hell?
Okay, go.
I'm trying to find it now.
Go.
Because you
Go.
fucked on me.
Go.
Okay. Nazi tattoo covered up with poop emoji. Offended. What? That was a longie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hi, gorgeous Gabby and hottie mama Harper. Yay. For a few months last year, I dated this guy, Martin. The first time we had sex, I noticed a small but odd-looking tattoo on his upper thigh. It was the letters SS. Ah, yeah.
Oh.
As in the Schutzstaffel, the Nazi police force during World War II.
Oh.
Okay, not you knowing what it stood for. Okay,
Educated.
Somebody loves Nazis.
Hmm.
I didn't know what it stood for.
Oh.
Do you know that SS stood for Schutzstaffel?
Only because I just saw a play where that was in it.
What play did you see?
Cabaret, toots.
You're being so pick me right now.
Oh, sorry that I got cultured when I was in New York and I saw Broadway plays. Thanks. Hey, wait, really quick. Shout out to everyone that's on my OnlyFans that buys my yam pictures because I saw 4 Broadway plays because of you. So, hey.
Hey, shout out to everybody on my OnlyFans who actually don't buy anything from me anymore because now I can't afford to pay rent. So, how's that feel?
Feels good for me. Broadway play, baby! Front row! Fuck you, honk.
They said we've seen her pussy enough. We're over it.
See, haven't shown puss yet. I think they're getting bored of my yam, so I'm getting pissed.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. You have to spice
Honk,
it up.
take the. You want to know how you spice it up? Start taking away things. Don't show them the puss anymore.
No, because they're mad now. They're like, don't want to see. They go, now we don't want to see anything unless you're just using a dildo.
Oh.
And I'm like, I've shown you dildo. I've shown you so much dildo. And they go, well, we need more. I don't want to put a fucking dildo in my pussy every time you guys want to come.
Especially when it's freshly stapled. She just had work done. Let her heal.
Okay, I was immediately offended and cringed. Asking Martin why he had a Nazi tattoo on his leg. He's Japanese.
Oh.
Okay, well, that's kind of tea.
Well.
Which is weird because he's a person of color and knows firsthand what racial discrimination feels like, but also has a white hick of a dad who loves guns.
There it is.
Yeah, well, yeah, there it is. So I like that for like 1 second you were bewildered, but then you answered your own question in the same
No,
sentence.
you're making it seem like he immigrated here from Japan.
Oh, like, come on.
And then actually he is half Japanese and
Yeah.
his dad literally has like a storm
His dad has a fucking a mail order bride wife.
Yeah, and he has like one of those
I'm sorry if that sounds
escape rooms.
Yeah.
Not escape. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like a
No.
bomb shelter room that has like all the guns in it.
Okay. Yeah, no, now I get it. Okay, so
it's like I can't.
he's a white hick dad, a mail order bride wife.
Oh!
Is that offensive?
Yeah.
Can't cancel me now, sis, because Trump is our president. It's not funny. I hate Trump. I hate him. I hate him so much.
Oh! Sorry.
I hate him. And if you did support him, well, that's your choice. But I hate him. I hate the guy. I fucking hate him. So I'm not excited. Anyway, get back to it. He sucks so bad. He is funny. He sucks so bad. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to clear that up.
That you're not actually MAGA?
Yeah, that I'm not actually MAGA.
Are you poly?
I'm not poly either. And if you're poly, I don't like you.
Hey, guess what, guys? I think she's lying. But you have to guess on what?
Anyway, Martin claimed the tattoo was done by his buddy Steve, who has the initials SS. Okay, well, it could be Stephen Sondheim, who was a great playwright. Great playwright.
Steve Saratoga.
Steven Soderbergh, back to Gabby.
Oh.
Well, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Who's Steve Saratoga?
You guys don't know?
No. You just made that up.
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
So.
Steven Soderbergh's a filmmaker.
Well, if he didn't make Shrek, then I don't know who he is.
Who did make Shrek?
DreamWorks.
That's
I
so
don't know.
true. I didn't know
Who
that Steven
did-
Soderbergh was a filmmaker. I thought he was...
You thought he was the guy who did your...
Who did I think Steven's... All I know is... Andrew Adamson, Vicky Jensen. A woman? All right, now she needs to run for president.
Yeah. Well, how big's the ass?
It's not looking big.
No. Yeah, it's looking
Oh!
big. It's looking big.
Yeah.
Like,
you
what
can
did
tell.
Doja Cat say if you can see it from the front?
Yeah. We got to get Vicky into the White House. All right.
Okay.
So, SS. Apparently, Steve did a fun little stick and poke on Martin and their other friends one night when they were all super drunk. Also, that might not be true. Never found out either way.
Okay.
I asked him why he didn't get it covered up. He smiled proudly and said, "Well, I have this idea that I've been thinking about for a long time.
Oh, yeah, what is it?
I want to get the poop emoji tattooed over the initials. And then have the poop emoji sitting on top of a porta potty. This is a great idea.
Okay, so it's giving visionary.
I want to get this tattooed.
This is giving reform.
He paused like I was supposed to understand when I clearly wasn't getting it. Okay, well, girl, why didn't you get it? That's a funny tattoo idea. He said it's supposed to mean king. It's supposed to mean King Turd on Shit Mountain. What?
Okay.
I like that.
And then she goes, hey, can we go for round 2 right now? I'm
Yeah.
feeling horny.
Somehow this was the worst thing he could have said. Yeah, he should have just said that the SS stood for Schoopenhagen and... Okay, anyway. The worst thing he said, I was already dreading the fact that I had slept with a Nazi tattoo guy, but somehow was more offended at the idea of him having a poop emoji tattoo. I'm sorry. What... Was it actually a Nazi tattoo? Or, like, was he actually just telling the truth about it being his friend's initials?
I know, because now I'm confused.
Was it in the shape of the SS? Or was it just, like, SS?
The bigger issue, I think, is did he bottom for Steven?
Yeah, like, what kind of, like...
Oh. Yeah,
Is
did it look
that
like...
SS
Yeah,
lightning
right,
bolt
yeah.
tattoo?
Was it like the
Did it
lightning
look
bolt
like
looking-
this, or was it actually just...
Just 2 S's. Yeah, so...
well, if she's saying this, then it probably
maybe it
was...
did look like that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, okay. But can you write us in and let us know? He showed me where on his thigh he'd get the tattoo, and I swear to God, this motherfucker was outlining half of his thigh. He wanted the whole world to see this big-ass tattoo. I told him that this would be a deal breaker for me, and that he should really get a tattoo that wasn't poop or emoji-related. He just brushed it off. Now, girl, I gotta be honest, I'm on his side with this one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I kept sleeping with him for like 4 months after this.
Are you white?
She's so white.
She's white.
She's a white lib.
She's white.
This is so white lib.
Well, that's not the point I was making.
That's
the point. The point I'm making is it goes back to the whites that let Trump get elected, because they go, oh, okay, and she sees that and she goes, it's giving Nazi. She goes, I guess I'll keep fucking you for 4 more. Would you say 4 more months?
Yeah.
Maybe don't fuck someone with a Nazi tattoo. How good can the dick be?
I see what you're saying. It took me a second to fully understand, but I see it now.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it was really good.
Can't be that good.
He just brushed it off. Unfortunately, I kept sleeping with him for like 4 months after this. We were at a stalemate the whole time. What's that mean?
Stalemate. He's not budging on the tattoo. She's not budging on being okay with the tattoo.
If my boyfriend wanted to get a poop emoji tattooed on him, I'd be like, okay. I'd go off.
How big though?
I don't know.
What if it was on his face? What if it was like the size of?
But he's not gonna do that.
Gabby, for the sake, hun, I'm saying like for like the size of a quarter on his cheek.
Yeah, I wouldn't be into that.
Okay.
But that's on his face. Come on.
Okay.
Okay, so we were at a stalemate the whole time. He would bring up other cover-up ideas, like his favorite band logo, and I'd encourage them, thinking, yes, we're getting somewhere. And then he'd just shake his head and go, ugh, no, not as good as King Turd, though. He's right.
Okay, he sucks, but he is kind of funny.
He doesn't suck. He's funny. The only thing that sucks
sucks
is if he really has an SS tattoo. That's crazy. He even brought it up to his friends twice. They pushed back a little at first, seeing the plea for help in my eyes. But the second time, they knew Martin was hooked. And they just sheepishly said, hey, man, if it floats your boat.
If you like it, I love it.
I was powerless. We eventually broke up because he kept trying to fight people. And I felt like I was in danger. What do you mean? He kept trying to fight people.
Were they Jewish?
Yeah, right? Was he going and standing outside of synagogues? What was happening?
Did he try and separate twins? What was he trying to do?
Well, yeah, what's going on here? Okay, so, but at this point, it had been so long that I also thought, if he's actually a Nazi sympathizer and isn't serious about getting this covered up, what if he's actually a Nazi sympathizer and isn't serious about getting this covered up, and I've been a fool this whole time? I'm relieved that we've broken up. I have no doubt that this man is walking around with a literal shit on his leg. I was the only thing standing in his way. I guess if he wants to be King Turd on Shit Mountain, so be it.
Period.
Dude, I'm King Turd on Shit Mountain. And that's on dating somebody for who they are now and not trying to change them or make them your project.
All right, come through, Al-Anon.
Anyway, I'm glad I don't have to look at that man's evil, spooky, white upper thigh ever again. I can't believe he found a way to make his Nazi tattoo even more offensive than it already was. Okay, girl, poop on Shit Mountain is not as offensive as a Nazi tattoo.
There was a lot to take in. Wow.
I love you, honks. I'm a Patreon member. Thanks, girl. You guys got me through a crazy breakup a few years ago, and your podcast and your stories make me feel seen and understood after we just reamed your asshole. No, but we love you. Thank you. You are both so sweet and self-reflective and honest, and I'm so proud of you for making it through all the hardships you've been through. I would love to see you live sometime. I don't live anywhere close to LA, but I'll find a way to make it happen.
Well, you're going to hate to see our new tattoos. Do. That's very sweet. But Jesus. A lot of emotional roller coasters on that story, eh? Okay, that's been our episode, honks. Love you. Thanks for listening. And that's really that. See you on Patreon. Bye.